You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I am Jimmy Whisenhunt, work over here at Sony Online Entertainment. I'm one of the designers on the project, and a big fan of Lirik.
Oh my god, dude.
I know, dude, I'm so excited.
That's crazy, man. All right.
By the way, congrats on the 200,000, man, that's awesome.
Oh, true, the followers. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Wait. Hold up. Okay, yeah, we're good. The whole stream delay thing. All right, so audio's fine. All right, man. So, what do you prefer I call you?
You call me Jimmy, man, that's
All
fine.
right,
Jimmy
Jimmy,
or
cool.
Whisenhunt. I'm a Counter-Strike guy. A lot of people know me by Whisenhunt, but
Cool.
it's all good.
All right. So, we heard about it like 2 days ago. I think like Spedley was like, there's a new thing coming out, and then boom, you guys revealed this new game. Speculation was hardcore survival. It ends up looking like it's gonna be a hardcore survival game with zombies, so that's pretty cool. And I've also heard you're a fan of the genre in general, right? Like you play DayZ, Rust, all those type of games.
Yeah, I have been. I picked it up again. I played DayZ Mod towards the beginning. Really enjoyed it. I liked the concept of like not really knowing what was going on initially. I mean, when DayZ Mod came out, it was just this huge, for lack of a better term, clusterfuck, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh my god, how did he get a helicopter? Like, what was it, 4 months in, the first time I saw him, it's just scary as hell, and I really fell in love with that whole, like, kind of civilization coming back together to fight each other. It's a lot of fun.
So, H1N1, or H1Z1, oh god.
Yep.
Just in general, like, I'm pretty sure chat's gonna have some questions, but let's just, like, jump right into this. So, like, it's hardcore survival confirmed, right? I was told that if you die, it's kind of like it's like hardcore in general, where if you die, your gear drops on your body. Now, how big is the map going to be initially? I know you guys are going to expand it, and I think you also said you want to make it so players can make their own content, and if you guys like it, you'll throw it in the game or something like that. But initially, do you guys have kilometers by any chance, like, or compared to Chernarus?
Initially, right now we're playing with tech. Like, this is what these first play tests are going to be, like, get guys like you in and gets people streaming it. Right now we're starting to get the company in to play it and see how big it needs to be for the player count we are planning for. And what we want to do is keep adding chunks. So initially it's going to be nowhere near the size we want. Getting the tech to actually stream between two separate continents. I don't know if you've played PlanetSide 2.
I have, yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be the same engine drastically tweaked. It's a lot better performing, and a lot of graphical tweaks. It's not going to look like the same game. You know, usually when you play a game, it's like, this is a Source game, or like, this is an Unreal game. Like, you could just tell when you jump in.
Yeah.
You're still going to have a similar feel to it, but a lot better tailored towards this style of game with the lighting, the day-night cycle is going to be tweaked quite a bit. But size-wise, I don't have an absolute number until we figure out this tech as we start getting people in.
Okay. So, like, alright, so, like you said, it's gonna be, like, chunk updates, basically, where you just add more of the map as development goes, right?
Sure, yeah, that's the plan.
Okay.
That's the plan.
That sounds interesting. Alright, so I also heard, like, you guys are gonna try to make, like, your own version of the United States, kind of. If that's what you're aiming for, kind of, right?
Yeah, no, that's the dream, man. It'd be really cool. The plan right now is to start, kind of like Smed said, in just the Anywhere America, the kind of like Northeast, Midwest type, just rural area. And let's see how this plays out and figure out where we go from there. Be able to travel from there to the cities and see kind of how everything unfolded. I'm a huge DayZ fan. I haven't been playing a lot of standalone recently, obviously working on the game, but it would just be really fun to me to eventually like remake my hometown and be like, damn, like, what happened here?
yeah, that would be crazy. So like in terms of like mechanics, what are you looking at for weapons? Now, I don't know if you guys have this, like down, I guess, right now, because it's kind of early. Is it kind of like you spawn in as like a regular civilian, or more like military background in a sense, kind of like how DayZ Mod did it? If you know what I mean.
Sure,
Is there lore, I guess, behind it in a sense?
There is a story behind it, and we'll be developing it as we release the game. So don't want to like give everything out initially. But as you do spawn in the game, currently the way it is, you spawn in as pretty much civilian. You just need to find ways to survive. It's not like you start out. Let me start over real quick. I think what you're asking maybe is more of like combat style, like someone who's super proficient with weapons.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay,
Right.
I see what you're saying now. That's more my forte. A lot of what I do is combat related. I've done FPS weapons design for a while now. This is going to be a mixture between something like Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Counter-Strike Global Offensive has a much higher recoil than most games, but it has a really quick recoil recovery. So it actually returns back to center. Like, as you fire, you're going to be just fine if you don't compensate, if you just let it go for a second or so, right? Playing with that sort of strength of recoil, but not the snappiness and no return. So imagine you fire, you get that sort of recoil. You're going to have to compensate for it, and if you don't, your gun's going to hang out at the last place you left it. So you're going to have to play that way. At least that's what I'm playing with right now. With the weapons we have in, it feels pretty good. Easily tunable stuff really quickly. It's just more of trying to get proof of concept of how the guns are going to work right now.
Sure. That sounds pretty good. Like, and I know you guys have third person, right? So, I'm assuming it's not going to be easier to shoot someone third person compared to first person. Like, would you still see the recoil patterns in a sense in third person, or like, are you guys balancing it in a sense? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's actually something we've been playing with a lot. It's surprisingly a difficult thing to solve because obviously you're not inside your character seeing how seeing the same movements. So we've been playing with ideas behind that. Yes, it will be just as hard. It's not going to be any simpler to shoot from third person. We don't want anyone to have a particular advantage. I mean, obviously there's times you use third person, and it might not always be all the time. You might just want to be doing that, running through the woods. You do have an FOV slider.
Okay.
I'm a long-time PC FPS guy, and like it drives me nuts when I get in a game and it's at like 55. It's like,
yeah. I feel you. Yeah.
So jack up that FOV, get in third person, get through the woods, watch out for the wolves and everything else.
Oh, so there's gonna be wildlife?
Yeah, we've actually got early implementation in right now. Some of it's stubbed, or most of it's stubbed, but it's mostly to work out AI, just kind of white boxing it out, seeing how it's going to feel. But we do have deer and wolves right now.
So like
wolves,
hunting and stuff, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now we have an issue where I think it's just our spawn radius, but the wolves keep killing all the deer. So we're trying to figure out how the deer are going to make it a little bit longer.
Wait, so is that going to be intentional, like wildlife killing other wildlife to make it more lively, I guess you could say?
That was something that was really exciting in the initial implementation. Was in Design Doc was talking about the circle of life of the game, just different tiers essentially. You know, rock paper scissors, just with NPCs. So it's like you have wolves are going to be obviously do damage. They're obviously going to be fast. Deer a little bit faster, but they're just skittish. They want to get the hell out. Then zombies. A little ogreish sometimes, but if a wolf decides to attack, which they can, they have that option in their AI. They will go after a zombie. One might win, one might lose. It's kind of it's a fun thing. Just depends on how they decide to react to each other.
True. And like, I mean, I'll be pretty blunt. A lot of survival games now have really crap AI when it comes to any PvE elements, whether it be zombies or whatever the AI is. Now, I know you guys are early into development. Would you say it's alpha? When we get in, is it basically alpha we're getting into?
Yeah, and I don't know how many people are going to be familiar with EverQuest Next and EverQuest Next Landmark. When we released EverQuest Next Landmark, or just I guess a lot of people just call it Landmark, the way that we define alpha, I realize a lot in the industry right now when you go in, it's like this is early access, this is alpha, and it just kind of stays in that state. No one really explains what alpha is, at least what they are looking at it as.
Yeah.
Alpha is an opportunity for us to just get in, and it's not going to be a huge bug hunt. It's going to be getting in, and it's going to be what's fun, what features do we need to have for beta, and then once we get those in for beta, we start hunting out bugs and getting ready for release. So like that's our plan as a company. It's not like alpha because it's not finished. It's we're hunting for feedback from you guys and making sure our plan aligns with what everyone wants.
Okay, I got you. But now going back to the fact, would you like? Zombies are obviously, I mean, that's the main thing. Now, like, is combat going to be dynamic? I'm assuming there's going to be melee, so is combat going to be dynamic in the sense of, like, you can shoot a zombie's arm off, its head blows off when you shoot him in the face, or is it just, like, DayZ style, I guess you could say?
Right now, it's DayZ style.
Okay.
We've really, that's been a big point of conversation for a lot of the team. We want to make sure that we're not doing something just to do it, like shock factor or something. It's, I mean, yeah, if it belongs in the genre and it's fun, let's do it. If it has a gameplay element to it, sweet, I'm in.
Okay.
Right now, that's still in discussion, though.
Okay. And actually, someone asked. This is pretty important. Actually, let me start with. You guys are aiming for like 1,000-man servers, roughly. I think I remember reading that. Is that kind of it? Like a massive world, kind of like PlanetSide, right?
Right now, it's just a variable.
Okay.
We are still playing with NPC versus player population. That's obviously a big thing. We are hosting our own servers. Obviously, this is an MMO. We won't have like the dedicated option there. We've also played with a lot of other ideas about different types of servers that we will have. I'm not sure if we're going to do that. I mean, personally, I'm one of the hardcore guys. I like the concept that there's that PvE guy out there that just wants to hunt down zombies and loot things, and I can scare the hell out of him. That's fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to alienate everybody, but yeah, it's just going to depend on what our NPC population can be on the server, and once we figure that out, how many players can we support without destroying a bunch of servers.
Okay.
It will be a lot more than what you see in games right now.
Okay.
I can say that.
Okay. So like, and actually that kind of questions in loot. Like, are you guys gonna do loot as in, like, loot, like, are you guys gonna do Daisy style where, servers restart and then loot comes in, or is it more like dynamic, it just keeps spawning in after a specific time or something?
It's dynamic.
Okay.
We had to create a whole new system in our engine to be able to handle item spawns and stuff like that, and we've got enough variables now where we can pretty much do whatever we want and tune around any issues you run into.
So, to put it into simpler terms, it's more like Daisy mod type spawning, where it just spawns instead of Daisy standalone style?
Sure, yeah,
Okay.
we actually ran into an issue the other day where someone went into a gas station where you might find things like food, ramen noodles and such, right? Or little cans of whatever. You walk in and he looted, and then it popped up another one. He looted it, popped up another one. We're like, all right, yeah, we need to solve this issue.
Okay.
We're still tweaking all that out.
All right, that's pretty cool. And like, is the goal to have like a small amount of massive servers, or like a bunch of servers, like an FPS would have? Like, what are you guys aiming towards?
We hopefully want to have massive and lots of servers, because that means we have a good problem of too many people. But we want to have big servers. Like, we want to have huge servers.
Okay.
That is our goal. Like, scale is always a thing with us since PlanetSide.
Okay. I actually prefer that. That's pretty cool. I don't know about the streaming sense, because it's like... Actually, you know what? I might as well bring this up then. I mean, you said you were a streamer yourself, right?
Yeah.
So... you are aware of like stream sniping and stuff.
Absolutely.
Would that cause an issue because there's less servers? You know.
You know, that's something we've talked about before. That's a good point, because not a lot of people think about that, and I've brought it up in the past, but it depends. It's one of those things where you might have to go to a delay, and it's something that even when, you know, like DayZ mod days, I ran into that issue even then. So I don't know. We're gonna have to be creative with it, and we're looking
that's a
for
tough one. I
any
understand.
advice on
You know.
that one.
Yeah. All right. Also, going back to weapons. Now, are you guys going for like the like? I'm assuming it's more modern weapons, right? Like the whole M4, AK, and stuff. Is that what you guys are going for, or more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. The first thing we put in was a 1911.
Okay.
Just because I'm a big gun guy, and because 1911 iconic. And next thing on our list was a M16. And initially, what we want to do is, before we dump out a bunch of like full-on military spec gear, is, I mean, I'm from Oklahoma initially, so I could go down the street and knock on every door, and someone could show me an AR-15, someone could show me a nice 308, a Benelli, and maybe multiple at a lot of these houses. So being kind of anywhere America, like either Northeast or Midwest, we want the feeling of, yeah, I totally could have walked in this house and this guy may have had a older AR-15 sitting in here, like a Stag Arms sitting around. So that's what we initially want to go for.
Okay, interesting.
Hey, Lirik, don't kill me.
Interesting.
I'm a fan.
So like,
I'm a fan.
1 second. Hold on.
I just found you.
Hold up, man. You want food?
Server and I found-
You want food? Hold on. I'm gonna give you
I
some
have plenty
food.
of food. I have plenty of food.
All right. Can you
I
drop
have
some
plenty of
food for me?
don't worry.
Give you some food, some lead
I'll give
food,
you
man.
some
What are you doing here?
You
All right.
motherfucker.
So, sorry about that. It was a little disturbance. So like, all right. So it's more modern weapons. That's the plan. I got you. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, did you guys plan out like the health system or anything? How exactly is that gonna work out?
Is
it gonna be like dynamic? Is again like broken leg and stuff, broken arm, kind of standalone style, or?
Right now we're still working on body simulation. So like more of how do you burn quote unquote calories versus what you've taken in as food and water and all that stuff. We haven't gotten on to the broken arms and stuff. And that's kind of a point of contention for me a little bit, only because I don't know how many times I have just inexplicably broken my legs and had to crawl around for 6 hours punching zombies in the kneecap. And it's like,
I've been there. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I guess that's still up for discussion, you could say?
Sure. Yeah.
Like, okay. All right. This might be too specific, but are you guys going to have a medical system actually? Maybe it's not that specific.
What do you mean
but
by
like,
medical?
okay, so bandages or med packs and stuff that you have to use if you're wounded, or is it more like you consume food and you heal? Do you guys have that at all, or?
Right now with our simulation at the basic level, it's both. So you can intake food and your hunger depletes to repair your body. Granted, that is incredibly slow. Like, if you just want to chillax out in the open and risk getting run over by someone, you could do that. But we have the capability to do bleeding yet. We just haven't put that in.
Okay.
So there are right now we can jump in game. You can get the stuff you need to craft bandages. You can occasionally find bandages. We just put in a saline bag.
Okay.
That can be crafted. Right now, it's like literally just water and salt. Probably need to get a little more, a little more deep with that. But
well, then speaking about crafting, is crafting gonna be very heavy in the game? Like Rust style crafting, would you say, or?
That's the goal. I personally, I mean, I feel like a lot of the guys on the team like the idea of, I found a metal pipe, I found something else, and let's put this together and. It's like the wheel, right? Or it's like I made fire and now I can go blow this guy up.
Okay, that's pretty cool then.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like that. Someone just asked if there's wildlife, but we did confirm there is hostile wildlife and you can hunt, right?
Yep.
I'm assuming there's gonna be a bow and arrow. I'm a huge fan, so.
I'm so scared to put that in, but yeah, it's actually, believe it or not, bow and arrow is harder than you would imagine to get implemented, but it is something where we want to do absolutely. We'll put a compound bow in.
Awesome. Yo, chat, if you guys have any questions, just spam chat and I'll pick some out. Let's talk about vehicles, if that's cool.
Sure.
Because vehicles, you know. We did see vehicles. Now, once again, dynamic vehicles. I Smedley did say that, you know, you have to probably like charge the battery or something if anything goes down. So is it going to be, you know, finding parts for vehicles or just like finding a fully repaired vehicle and you go with it? How exactly? Yeah.
Right now, I mean, the way we have it implemented right now, it's like, look, there's a vehicle. But yeah, it's not that. It's actually pretty simple for us to say that we can. On spawn of a vehicle, say it's missing X parts, and you need to get these parts, or this needs to be repaired. And it's not going to be, our biggest goal is that things are simple to do, not necessarily simple to find and get done, but like the basics. You shouldn't have to fumble through a UI to get it done. It might just look like a container bag where you just walk up, it's like, this needs a battery. I found a battery, or I crafted a battery, drop the battery in, and there you go.
Ah, okay. So, all right, that's pretty cool. And that kind of ties into the crafting system then too, right? It kind of all ties up. I'm assuming the crafting system is going to be a huge part of it, right? The game?
Yeah.
Okay.
We really want that to be part of, like, progression to some people means levels. Progression to me means, like, I feel dramatically better than I did. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what crafting gives us, we think.
And plus, that's kind of like the whole point of hardcore survival, right? You start with nothing, and then you just, as you progress, you gain and gain, right? Someone's asking about character customization. Like, are you gonna? Is it kind of like? It is an MMO, right? So, are you guys going all out with it, or more basic style, a couple of heads you can choose from or something? What's the plan there?
Right now, it's a couple heads and skin tones, and that is the plan for now. We don't want to sacrifice playability and player count for too many unique people. Does that make sense? Like the model itself, we will have shirts, hats, pants, boots, backpacks, and all kinds of different stuff that we could pump out quickly and get in the game. People can customize once they're in, but initially the plan is to have the 3 character types.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep going all over the place. Now, big thing, anti-cheat. We all know hardcore survival and cheats are kind of big.
Of course.
I did hear about the Planet Side 2 cheat engine or anti-cheat engine you guys are using. Can you elaborate a bit on it by any chance?
I can't too much because it's a little counterproductive, but just, you know, giving any information on that is dangerous. I will say that if those of you out there who played Planet Side 2 and haven't recently, it might be worth jumping on the forums and kind of seeing what it's looking like these days. We've really come up with a way to nip it in the bud. There's always going to be cheaters, man. Once again, I'm not going to sit around and pretend like there's not going to be, but we've done a better job than most finding them and getting rid of them.
I have heard, I haven't played Planetside 2 in a while, but I have heard many compliments about the anti-cheat of Planetside. I don't have first-hand experience, but I have heard it's pretty damn impressive. So that should be something to look forward to. Are you guys gonna have dynamic weather, as in rain, snow? Like, are you guys gonna go all out with seasons by any chance? Is that something you can do? Yeah.
I don't know where we are right this second. The other day we had one of our graphics programmers post a video from his local machine on his local build, rain. And rain wasn't just rain falling from the sky and you see that. Like, rain was making the ground wet, the foliage was wet, the character was shining a little bit, and we have a really robust material system in our game, so it'll actually look like it's raining. I don't know what we're gonna do past rain, but we'll have to see.
Okay. I might be like asking you questions that are just, it's like so early into the game, so it's like you can't really answer them, obviously. Another big thing in you know, is inventory, right? Can you maybe explain the inventory system a bit, how it's going to work roughly?
We were actually just talking about this the other day. We got our container systems in, which is actually really difficult because you end up with problems like containers and containers and mathematics. Yo, it's not fun.
Yeah. So, I know exactly what you mean, so I chuckled.
Yeah, we end up with we ended up discussing it actually yesterday morning, how we're going to present this to people. Because, yeah, we have containers. If you have pants with cargo pants versus just jeans, or just sweatpants, maybe they don't have pockets, and whether or not we're going to have a block inventory system where by default you have like 5 little squares, and then you get pants and we add to that one window, or if you have your basic inventory, it's like, I don't know, if you're just shoving in your ear or something, and then you right click on your pants and open that up in a new window or something. Well, we're playing with that right now. I just want it to be easy. Like, I don't know if one.
Yeah, not clunky. Yeah. I mean, that is the biggest thing. You want it to be like a risk to open up your inventory, right? But also,
yeah, actually, that was a big point of discussion right there, man. Because there's always the concept of, you know, should you have to go into your inventory, pull out a gun, put it into your hands, hit space, pull the gun out, and shoot someone to switch guns, or should you be able to carry 3 of any type of weapon, like ready? And like that's been a real big point of discussion. Right now, I've got it where you can carry 3.
Oh, okay.
Now, we can specify, we can say, like, this slot only carries 2-handed, like, rifle weapons. This one only carries melee, or a tool. And this one only carries pistols.
Okay.
But
wait,
right
so
now,
when you said 3, did you mean, like, primary, secondary, and melee, or, like, 3 primaries?
3 right now of anything.
Oh,
but
okay.
it's like a 5-minute change for me to change it back to primary, secondary, and tertiary.
Okay. I just had someone asked a really important question. Oh, actually, also, so are you guys doing anything with weight then? I know you said you wanted Arma style movement or weight, but are you, like, is weight gonna be into account as to what you have on you?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I probably misspoke earlier. With weight, I guess I meant more of the feel of the game. When you're moving in the world, not like you're on a magic carpet, like some arcade games. You know what I mean? Like when you're running, you actually, if your character's moving right, you have some deceleration time and all that.
Okay.
But actual weight to the inventory, we don't have in right now. Wouldn't be that difficult for us to test. I want to see how it feels. I don't want to say like, yeah, it might just feel like crap. You know, like I don't know. Is someone okay with like finding an M249 later on, a car battery, and you know, a fire extinguisher, and like having to crawl on his elbows? I don't know.
Yeah. So like you guys, what I think some people are asking is you're looking for more of correct me if I'm wrong, more realistic over arcadey, right? And all right, that's what I prefer as well. You know.
We also don't like. Sorry to interrupt, but the last thing we want to do, and that's something that we always remind each other, is we don't want to do realism just to be realism.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, this is realistic. It feels good, but is it taking or adding away from fun? Like that's our biggest thing. There are things we're gonna stick to our guns on. Like we want to make sure that we have the basics of our game. But you know, should my guy be sneezing every hour? I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now someone's asking about a grouping system. I know you mentioned it, and I know VoIP has confirmed you're gonna have proximity and stuff. Grouping system, have you guys fleshed that out at all? Is it gonna be easy to group, or is it gonna be like, I'm here, come find me?
Yeah, the good news is we have the whole PlanetSide backend.
Oh, okay.
So we don't have it all turned on. It's like there's switches, essentially. Like we just don't draw a lot of the stuff right now, but we have the ability to do anything from squads to platoons to outfits as we see the community wants it or needs it. So yeah, definitely a possibility. Like,
and like your take on it to fit the game, kind of.
Oh, my
right?
take on it? Man, I don't know. Like I do think that if I log on and I add, let's say that I add you to my friends list, you add me. I should be able to right click on your name at that point and say show location. You have to accept that, and then we show each other's location.
Okay, I got you.
By meters and something like that.
Plus, it is a modern game, so you can get away with stuff like that too, especially if you, if you think about it. But
man, those conversations, you like, well, but the satellites fall out of the sky within 5 years, and we're 15.
Yeah.
It's like, well, yeah, but fun, like.
Yeah. All those like specifics. Now, we know that there's gonna be like you guys did mention stuff like crafting in terms of like building houses, or like having, I don't know, a house that you border up and stuff to be like your safe zone or something. Is there gonna be like persistent storage by any chance, as in like you can craft a chest or like open up stuff and put things in it, stashes, I guess you could say?
Yeah, that's been talked about for a long time. That was one of our big reasons to get the container system in. I think we do have to be careful with it, though. I read an article not long ago on Rock, Paper, Shotgun, and I completely agree. They were talking about the importance of risk-reward in these games, which is apparent, but what takes away from the risk aspect? Games like Rust, once I find or craft 5 P250s with 4 slots, and I have like an MP5 and all this stuff, I go running around. I really don't care if I die. Like, all my stuff is inside my house that's, like, all badass, and they're never going to get to it. So I don't know if we're going to be, like, Rust global crazy inventory-wise, but you will lose what's on you. We know that for sure. We just don't know what the extent of stashes is going to be.
Okay. And, going back to building, do you want people actually getting materials that, like, literally build a house in a game? Okay. So you like you guys want someone to straight up build a base with materials you gather.
We want someone to like actually sweat at their desk, like oh god, I steal more wood. Where's the wood?
All right, yeah. And I'm assuming that also you guys want raiding then too, right? You want people to just you're gonna want raiding to happen. I don't know how else to say it, but like PvP style raiding. Yeah,
I think so, man. You should, like, one day, like, we have been walking around. We're going to have to start releasing these videos, but we've been walking around with the camera kind of candidly recording people and stuff, and you can hear Smedley, president of our company, yelling across the office like a 14-year-old pyromaniac, fire, 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 and like just killing everybody that he can find. So we are a fan. We have all types on the team, so we're gonna figure out what we want pretty quick.
You did mention that you're almost able to light a lot of things on fire. When you say that, do you mean like straight up I can go to your wooden house and be an arson?
We can do that, yeah. I mean, it's as easy as a flag for us. It's actually the beauty of having an MMO company, because we have ability systems and stuff that are really deep, targeting and stuff, so we can use those if need be. Yeah, no, like right now I can run up to our good buddy John Smedley and catch him on fire, watch him run around and burn, and then hit him with an axe. Like, I can, if I so choose, I flag a... well, right now we have a love shack for proof of concept. Like, you get like 4 wood logs and it crafts, but easy to tweak.
Okay.
We could flag that to just run up and it catches on fire and takes damage. Just whatever we want to catch on fire, we can.
And in terms of performance, I know PlanetSide 2 had performance issues, but you guys went all out and it runs beautifully now. In terms of performance, would you guys say, even though it is alpha, but compared to like other games, would you say performance is pretty up to par? Are we looking at 60 FPS?
That has been our #1 priority. Like, it is, because that is a huge factor in fun. I would say fun's our #1 priority, but really, who cares how fun the game is if you can't really run it? Most people can't run it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we had some ridiculous expectations at the beginning. Like, it was, we want to get 100 frames on the server. We want to make sure that we're at least 60 FPS on client, and yeah, I mean, we're working our butts off to make sure that's happening.
Okay, pretty good. Let me see. Oh, someone asked, will you be able to kill yourself?
Do you want to do that? I mean, I can do that in about 10 minutes. If someone wants to do that, I could put that in.
I think what he means, though, is like, for example, like, killing yourself for better spawns, in a sense, you know? I mean, is that something you guys would want people doing?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Mostly because of our, I guess, player count. I have a feeling, and this is just me playing a lot of games over the last, 17 years. People would constantly kill themselves until they made it a Battlefield game in a corner of the map. I think maybe part of the issue. But who knows? Maybe that's not a bad thing.
Okay.
We could throw it in for a week and see what people do.
Okay. I'm trying to see if anyone else has. I think we got like the basics down. I'm getting a feel of the game for the most part, from my own perspective. Someone asked if you guys would look into a Mac version. I think it's too early for that, but
it is a little early. But I mean, if there's demand for it, we are a company.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to. Oh, I did hear something about crops. Are you guys going all out where you can plant crops and stuff? I
don't know.
Okay.
That wouldn't be my decision. And I'm not even trying to just avoid the question. I just literally don't know.
Okay. Like some type of would you get? Okay. So actually, that's not in your area. So I guess I won't go.
Well, it's not necessarily. It's not my area. It's like right now, a lot of our goal has been let's get the basics we need to make sure that this game will support the things we need. We'll probably need to add as we start getting players in. Crops and stuff. I don't know. Like, go build a base, get some crops, have some food for everyone. A little community there. That actually be kind of sick. I don't know what that does to server performance, but we'll find out.
Okay. And are you guys looking at random events to occur throughout the map, kind of like missions in a sense, if you know what I mean?
That would be a lot of fun. I think we need to see what player direction is first. Like, I want to see how players play the game with our current, like, just basic game and the things we have in before we say yay or nay to that. Because if people need direction, we can give it.
Okay. So it seems like a lot of the stuff, it's all about testing first and just seeing what the players want, right? That's kind of what you're aiming for?
Yeah, the biggest thing with us is we've had a ton of experience with these sort of systems, and we have the systems written from PlanetSide 2, and we have the EverQuest Next team as well here, and we all use the same engine and the same base code base. So like, if we need to get a system in, we can borrow it and take it. Like, just whatever we need. Sky's the limit, really.
It's all because of that engine, right?
Yeah. Well, it's what's nice about like having our own in-house engine and developing multiple games with it. We can kind of borrow and steal as we need.
Okay. If you don't mind me asking, how long have you guys been working on the game?
I don't know if I'm able to say that.
Okay.
I know I will at least be able to tell you guys Monday. The only reason I say that is it is surprising.
Oh, okay.
it's surprising how short of development cycle this has been so far.
Okay. Also, one big thing is the fact that it is free to play, right?
Yeah.
Now, I know you guys have said many times that it's not going to be power. I mean, free to play and hardcore survival, that's a very interesting combo. You guys said power is something you obviously don't want to do. Are you guys mainly aiming for a cosmetic? Is that the goal?
Cosmetic was in there. The other stuff we talked about were things that are going to affect your PvE life. At least right now, we're balancing different ideas. A lot of discussions going on with that. Because once again, we are a strictly free-to-play company. Like, it's just what we do now. So, I don't know. Like, I'm a fan of the idea as long as the individual who just shot me, I can sit there and go, I know why he killed me, I know how I could have done better, and it doesn't involve me just spending money. As long as, you know, he has a buff that maybe he can just go a little bit further while sprinting, or a little bit longer, whatever. It's basic convenience things that won't affect player-to-player combat, because that's the big deal. I mean, that's the biggest deal to me anyway. What do you think on that free-to-play?
Well, can you repeat what you said? Like, you're saying, like, you said something about PvE. When you say PvE, do you mean, like...
Against wolves and things like that.
So, like, bandages and stuff, would you allow someone to buy, I guess, to be blunt?
I would say... I don't think so. Only because that's something that may be able to be consumed during a fight between two people, you know what I mean? If you go get behind a rock and you just quickly go to the cash shop and buy a bandage, and then you kill that guy because you spent $5, and he might have been working on the character for a week, like, that seems kind of shitty.
Yeah.
But, you know, once again, like, we want to talk to guys like you and your chat and everyone else and figure out what it is.
I mean, the main thing is, like, I'll be blunt, if you don't mind.
Sure. Yeah.
I think anything in regard... at the end of the day, you guys are a company. I mean, I understand you got to make money and stuff. Anything in terms of buying, whether it be crafting, if you can be, like, I don't know, spend $1 on, like, wood, or, like, tape, or, like, bandages, or, like, $2 on a med kit. Any of that kind of kills the survival aspect, in my opinion.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, cosmetic is fine. I mean, I think cosmetic is the way to go at the end of the day. And, I mean, obviously it depends how you guys want to flesh it out. But anything, whether it be guns, equipment, anything that gives you the edge just needs to be thrown out. But, I mean, you know, you guys are the deciding factor at the end of the day, but anything like that, I think, kills hardcore survival, you know?
Sure, yeah. It's a tightrope act, right? Like, we want to make sure that, of course, we got to pay the bills, but at the same time, we don't pay the bills if people don't like our game, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We want to make sure it's fun and it makes sense and caters to the crowd that wants to play our game. And that's why initially it was leaning very much towards the, like, let's see what it feels like if I, you know, take less damage from X wolf, or maybe not. Like, I don't know. Our biggest concern, once again, is just getting the game to a playable state, and let's figure out what people want out of it. If it's just cosmetics, sweet. If it's buffs that only affect PvE, and I don't mean crafting, that sort of thing. Or maybe it is. Maybe it is during your crafting, we have chances while crafting. So let's say that you throw a bunch of stuff in your crafting window, at your workbench, with your furnace and all that stuff, and there's already a 5% chance to get whatever. If we give you a 3% boost to be able to get a slightly better item.
Oh, so like RNG style stuff, kind of?
Yeah, I mean, like, if you already had a 5% chance, what if we boosted it to 8% or 10%? I don't know if that sort of stuff's going to work. Once again, just have to take time and tell.
Okay. So I guess you could say you leaning towards boosts over, because that would be considered a boost, right? Would you agree?
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. When I think boost, I think like I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on Planet Side 2 terms. I worked in that game as well, so it's like experience boost.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
That's all good. By the way, you are wrecking right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to multitask. What do you call it? Some guy just subscribed called Two Guys One Chat Room. But what do you call it? So that sounds pretty fair. I think anytime someone like hears the term free to play, it's great, but it's always like cringeworthy. But like I can tell that, I mean, you guys want this. You're a DayZ player. You play Rust. You know exactly what players want in that sense, you know. So I understand.
I see a lot of questions about combat logging. Yeah, we're gonna solve it. We're gonna solve that.
You're gonna solve it straight up.
Yeah, no, we thankfully, like, the good news is, like, this genre has been, once again, we have a really quick development cycle, but this genre's been around for a while, and we can look and be like, yeah, no, that's totally half the solution, and this is the other half, and figure it out.
Okay. So they know about combat logging, guys. They know of it. I think that's, like, always an issue for hardcore survival. That's the funny
absolutely,
thing.
man.
Yeah. It just comes with the genre. It comes with the game.
Yeah, actually, we have a character artist who is a psychopath. He's one of the nicest guys you've ever met in your life. And you put him in game, and if he finds a gun or crafts one, he turns into a psychopath and starts killing everybody. And he's not a DayZ guy. Actually plays a lot of Team Fortress 2, and he's never been into survival. And I did that to him the other day. Like, I noticed a bug, and I just signed out real quick during the playtest to write it down before I forgot. And he had just shot me, and he came over. He's like, dude, what the hell? You can't do that. Like, no, we'll fix that. Like, just trust, we'll fix that.
I don't want to keep you that long because, like, you know, you have a busy day, man. You work and stuff. I'm gonna see if I can do some quick questions to you, like yes or no's. All right, destructible environment.
Not terrain and stuff, no.
Okay.
Trees and such, yes.
Okay. Actually, then, when you gather resources, is it kind of like Minecraft style? Pick up, like a pickaxe or something, hit rocks or chop down trees? Is that what you're leaning towards?
With the trees right now, yeah, we actually, we have trees falling and doing things right now, so now we need to get it hooked up to where we're actually receiving wood from them. The hardest part was actually getting our tree tech in, and you'll see why Monday.
Okay.
It's very different than PlanetSide was.
And you keep mentioning Monday. I did hear you guys are going for a live stream on Monday, right?
I think it's Monday. Our big goal, I'll be fair with you, yesterday I was sitting in the office, just la-di-da, let me get this done, and I get, hey, in about 30 minutes you're going to be live on stream, don't leave. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
So, we already had a goal for Monday to get people in the company in, which means we have a very stable build we're trying to get out. So we'll see. Like, it should be Monday that builds out. I'm not sure when our company playtest is going to be to show everyone.
Okay. A lot of people are asking about map size, but you already answered that, right? Playtest is going to be, you know, you guys are going to be adding chunks. That's the map size. You guys don't really know how big it's going to be, but you guys want to make your own version of the United States, essentially. That's the end goal, right? That's that's map size in a nutshell.
The size is growing, I guess, is the best way to put it. Like, it's just going to keep getting bigger.
Yeah, it's just over time, correct? Like,
yeah.
All right. I mean, and it is an early access game. I also did hear 4 to 6 weeks until we'll probably get our hands on it. Is that correct, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's Smed. That's what Smed said. With this project, we ended up with an incredibly small team, and we're like just short of, I think it's like right around 20 right now, and a really short development cycle. And from the beginning, when we had our goals set out, it was like, this is insane with the time frame we're given, but we ended up kind of where we expected to be. So,
yeah.
You know, we'll see. We're moving pretty quick.
I mean, I just to tell you, like, this game came out of nowhere. I'm kind of a fanatic when it comes to hardcore survival, and like, I think I read a tweet about it, and I was like, looks like something to look into, but sadly, this genre is usually a letdown, just from like current releases and stuff. But everything you guys have said so far looks like this is going to be a game to look forward to.
I hope so.
Actually, you did say early access. Is it going to be on Steam or?
That's our plan.
Oh, okay, okay, that's pretty cool. I'm trying to get quick questions in. There is a day-night cycle, correct?
Yes, it is different from PlanetSide 2 as far as visuals go. We have different screen effects and stuff, but it is really pretty. If you watch the time-lapse footage of PlanetSide 2, it's the same tech.
Okay. Now, this kind of goes, I guess, with the map. Are you guys looking at different biomes? Well, I guess it doesn't make sense because you want to do United States, but are you going to do biomes by any chance? Or?
That's actually a really, really good question and a very difficult problem to solve because that you hit the nail on the head is, this isn't really a sky, right? It's
Yeah, yeah.
So, I'm not sure. I'd have to talk to an art director on that one.
Okay, interesting. Physics. Am I going to be able to throw a weapon at someone? Or throw
Right.
Yeah.
Right now, you can put things down. We do have physics integration, and we have the support to do that. I just don't know what we'll be able to throw. I like the idea of finding that can that you just drank and like throwing it at a zombie just to piss him off and like lure him into a trap or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant, kind of. So,
Right.
All right. So you guys have physics, but so it's a possibility.
It is.
Okay.
We need to see what happens on server side because you got to consider that physics is almost always a client side calculation. You play games like Counter-Strike, you throw a grenade into a tunnel and that basket comes flying out. You're the one that saw that basket usually. Like it's not everybody. So there may be different results between clients, and resolving those is a very complex problem. And yeah, we do have ragdoll though.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Yes, we actually first thing I think. A lot of us did like all day because we never had ragdoll tech in this engine. We put it in and we just all jumped in jeeps, like we spawned them and just ran over zombies for like 4 hours. It's the greatest thing ever.
Actually, speaking of vehicles, are you guys gonna have multiple types of vehicles? I'm assuming that's the plan, but
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And will you be able to customize vehicles by any chance, like paint them?
See what our asset count allows. We want to make sure that we stick within our budget because once again, performance is huge. But that would
true,
be cool.
true. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a really important question. Let me see if I can get it. Can
People
you
keep
shit?
asking PS4 day.
This is not Daisy, guys. This is not Daisy.
We've talked about that. Someone said, "Hey man, can my guy just take a piss if I overdrink?" And I'm like, "Well, if we want to do the Duke Nukem thing, you find a toilet and you hit the button." I don't know about that. Though.
Yeah, I don't know about that either. We'll leave that to other games. That's like, oh god, I don't remember what he asked. Air vehicles, helicopters, and stuff.
We have support, and I would imagine one day, yes. We want to make sure we have the place big enough, right? And that, yeah, it's not something we want to throw in initially, I don't think.
Okay.
I also wanted to say real quick, there are a metric crap ton of questions. Something that, if you guys are looking at any questions answered, you can do is there is a subreddit, H1Z1. That is the official subreddit. And you might search and see if any of the questions have been answered if we didn't get to it. Just want to let you guys know.
There you go.
And if not, post them in there. We are a very open community, or dev team to the community. Like PlanetSide 2, we literally answered every question and put up a roadmap and had you guys Reddit-style vote if you wanted it or not. So we're going to do our best to try to answer as many questions. We didn't expect the hype we got already, but we will try to get to as many as we can on Reddit.
I think it kind of shows you how ridiculous this genre is. People are like savages, including myself. You know, right. we just want that one game that just like blows us away, which is like a ridiculous sandbox game. Oh, someone did ask for PlayStation 4, even though PC is the master race. Are you guys looking?
I'm actually wearing my KB mod shirt right now. PS4. I think Smed's quote was, "We are Sony." I can't. Yeah, I don't even have a stake in that decision. So.
Okay. So it's possible, essentially.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, like, the funny thing is, a lot of these questions, like, you guys are still really early into development, so a lot of these questions are specific. It's like, the PC version isn't even out the door, we're talking about PS4. But, like, yeah. You know, I think we're good, you know? You guys definitely, you definitely answered a lot of questions. I got the general premise. It seems like it's right up my alley, I'd say. If you want to talk about release by any chance, I mean, even though it is 4 to 6 weeks, if you want to leave off with anything.
I don't. I actually don't know. Once again, our development cycle has been so fast. It's like, how quickly can we get things done the right way? So hard to say when exactly that'll be. I will say though, real quick before I forget, I didn't even know this. Like, it's funny. Like, the president of our company speaks, and like things just start appearing everywhere. We actually have an official Reddit, or not Reddit, official Twitter. I don't know how hard it's going to be to get through if anyone wants to tweet at them. It's at H1Z1 Game. And it looks like I'm going to be the guy talking to you guys typically, so E3 and stuff, look out for me. I'm at Jimmy Whiz, so look out for that. And I will troll you on Twitter if you're going to be an ass. So,
there you go. There
you're
you
more
go.
than welcome to tweet at any of the devs.
Confirmed. Do you want to plug anything? I don't know.
No, I'm good,
You
man.
good? Well, I know you're a
stoked.
streamer, so...
I just play Counter-Strike all the time, man. I've been around the game 15 years, so if someone wants to come play Counter-Strike with me, you're more than welcome to.
There you go. I started at 1.6. I'm kind of a veteran as well.
Awesome.
But yeah, man, thanks for taking time out of your day. I'm looking forward to playing it, streaming it, and I think a bunch of other people are as well.